3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and we got some comics for you tonight. How's everyone doing? Sorry for the late arrival. I did this other show, the Criminal Cast show. Criminal Cast? I can't even speak properly. Some of you guys might have been there. Thank you if you were. And I forgot to totally do the prep for this show. And yeah, you know what happens when that happens. So yeah, I was a little bit behind. I didn't eat dinner. So my buddy picked up some burritos. I had from Del Taco, and then I had to nuke them. And then, I always have an excuse. Ash on Excuses. That's my new show. But thank you for joining me tonight. I think it's going to be worth it. We have some good books to read. We're doing Thanos Wins, I don't want to say it's the most popular, but it's definitely one of the most popular stories in Marvel Comics in probably the last 5 years. This is a story that really kicked off Donny Cates. I don't want to say it didn't kick off his career. It sort of like catapulted his career. It was like when Donny Cates got called up from the minors into the majors, and his first time at bat, he hits a home run, and the rest is history. And now he's like the all-star on the team, and just hopefully it continues. So I was having a drink on the previous stream, the Criminal Cast. I figure when I do Criminal Cast, reading Ned Brubaker, talking about crime noir stuff, drinking a bourbon seems just appropriate. But I didn't want to drink again for the stream, so I'm just having a soda. I got a free Pepsi Zero, and I was expecting to hate it, and I don't. It tastes surprisingly like Coke Zero. Wow. All right, so note to self, Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero, if you're going to drink a diet, drink those. I'm sure it has some sort of chemicals that are going to make a third eye grow out of my head, but it was free, and what are you going to do? I take free stuff. I like free stuff. Let's see who's here. I don't know if this is right. I'm going to guess it is. Tehillim first in the chat. He says, Ash is eager. Thought this would go up tomorrow. Oh, after the Criminal Cast. Yeah, I could see why you would think that. But this is a scheduled stream, so I try to keep it going. If I can't do it because something comes up, I'll try to just post and say, I'll see you on the next, whatever the interval is. So it'd be Tuesday. Yeah. And Rania is second. She says Thanos wins. Way to blow the end of the event by putting it in the title, Marvel. Well, do you really know what happens? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. But maybe you do. I didn't. Zach Richmond is in the house. He says, turns out there's an omnibus of all of Donny Cates' cosmic books. I really want it. I'm a mixed view of it, Zach. I know you're excited, and I didn't want to rain on your parade, but now I'm going to rain on your parade. Now, none of this may actually matter to you, actually. It's from my perspective. I saw the omnibus, and I was really excited, and then I was like, oh, it's like $80? And it doesn't have Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm really kind of disappointed that they didn't put the Guardians of the Galaxy book in there. I think Marvel's hardcovers or omnibuses are overpriced, especially when you can get the image. The image ones are so much nicer in production quality, and they're bigger, like the dimensions. They're not necessarily thicker, but they're like taller and wider. They're oversized. They're not the same size as the comic. And like the Brubaker one that I got for Criminal, it's hard. It's beautiful. I got the Descender ones. You can get them for like $30, $35. Now that's a discount. They're $49.95 MSRP. I think that Donny Cates omnibus is $79.95 MSRP. That's a lot more. And look, I get it if it's a thicker book. You put the Guardians of the Galaxy in there, then I'm like, okay. But now you can get the Guardians of the Galaxy hardcover book, Donny Cates 1 through 12, and it's like $29.99. Now you've raised your price up to like $100, which I guess is the price of their actual thick omnibuses. But I don't know. The downside is, because I was about to suggest to you, you posted this on Discord. I was about to suggest to you, just get the separate hardcovers. Don't get the omnibuses. You could get the Guardians of the Galaxy hardcover. You can get the Donny Cates Thanos hardcover, which includes Thanos Wins, what I'm reading here, and it includes a couple of the Thanos annuals, and it includes Cosmic Ghost Rider, all in one book. And Cosmic Ghost Rider bookends with this story that I'm doing really well. Even though tonally, that's tonally, like with an N, tonally, they're extremely different, but they fit really well. I was like, yeah, you get that. Then you can buy the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just a matter of time before they do a Silver Surfer one. But the only thing you can't, Inhumans, I don't think has been done as a hardcover. I don't think it's going to be done as a hardcover because it wasn't, frankly, that popular. So if you want that all collected in the hardcover, I guess that's the way to go. RDV says, I'm falling asleep. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm trying to earn my paycheck. Oh, wait, I don't get a paycheck. Although, to be fair, I think RDV has contributed to this channel more than anyone else ever. So I guess RDV is my frag minion. Some of you will get that inside joke. I know RDV will. Let's see. I'm hoping you guys are hearing me. Yeah, I hear. Sometimes I get worried, especially when I see no sound. Ash is pulling a Van Halen, refusing to go on stage until the brown M&Ms are gone. Wow, that sounds really racist. I cannot agree with that statement. If I do, I'll be locked away in some Joe Biden gulag somewhere. Let's see. Tehillim is here. He says hello to Ed, not to me. All right. Good to see you, Tehillim. Ed, good to see you as well. I saw you over at the Criminal Cast. Appreciate the support over there. Ed says, can't forget Lord. Hey, Lord. I didn't see Lord come in. Am I missing? I don't see Lord. Ashes over party. We want Skip on comics. No, sorry. You're gonna get me. That's what this is like when you don't want to pay for cable and you don't want to pay, like you just get the channels that are on the air and it's all crappy and fuzzy. Like, well, you may not remember that. That's me. You don't want to pay, you get me. All you people that are too chintzy to pay for Disney Plus, you got me. No, well, I'd like to think that I'm better than Disney Plus. That'd be pretty egotistical. Let's see. I might actually pull a Breen tonight and go to bed when he starts reading. All right. I can miss out on good books. Let's see. Hello, everyone. And Ash, stop thinking about secretly farts are gross and disgusting. What? I wasn't thinking about farts until you just mentioned them. Ash, I'm tired tonight. I'm going to have to skip the stream. Good luck. Whoever was first, congrats. What? You're going to miss out on Thanos wins? Man, I thought this would be a gangbusters stream, but apparently people aren't interested. Let's see. Dragon Ball is here. It says good issues. Where are they at? Well, they're here. Maybe I'll make this a short stream tonight since everyone's all tuckered out, it sounds like. Eric says, I'm keeping a low profile tonight. Not even here. Eric was part of the Criminal cast. If you missed it, you can watch the replay. If you haven't read Criminal, Coward, it's available on Comixology, and you didn't watch the cat, read it, and then go watch. Let's see if you agree with other things we said. It's a great book. Holy crap. All the best books I've read like this in the past 12 months have all been, well, not all, but majority have been Ed Brubaker books. His stuff is amazing. Let's see. Ash, guys, is there any fast food restaurants opening in your area right now? Fast food's opening in my area right now? No. Why would there? No, I live in San Diego though. Like everything's like all populated. There's no expansion really. So there's not like there's just land and people are like, oh look, there's new fast food moving in. So no, I don't know. I will tell you, I really, really wish there's a place. I don't know if you guys have one in your area, and if you do, I'm jealous. It's a place called Mod Pizza, M-O-D Pizza. And it's freaking incredible, especially if you like pizza, because that's pretty much all they do is pizza. And if you like lots of stuff on your pizza. I almost said shit. And I was like, who wants shit on their pizza? Like, if you're just a person who's like, I want cheese pizza, Mod Pizza is not for you. Or even if you're just like a pepperoni pizza. I mean, you can still get that there, and it's fine. But this is what they do. Every pizza is 11 inches, right? It's an 11-inch personal pizza, every pizza. And you go, when you go to order your pizza, you go inside, and it's not like a Subway at all. But it's Subway style where you got the glass and they have all these toppings starting with cheeses, multiple different kinds of cheeses you can put on, different kinds of sauce, and then all sorts of like any topping you can almost imagine goes on a pizza they have. And so you just kind of go through and they just do it, and you just tell them, I want this on it, put that on it, put this on. I'm one of those guys. I love like 15 toppings on my pizza, just load it up. But here's the kicker. Normally when you go to a pizza place, right, whether it's cheapy like Pizza Hut or something more expensive, normally you order your pizza and then you got to pay for each topping, right? And if it's like a large pizza, it's like $1.50 a topping, or maybe $2 a topping. I don't know where I was like, ugh. So then it's like, okay, my pizza is like $18 and then I want 5 things on it, and now it's $30 because. And here's another kicker that I learned a long time ago. When I was a youngster, I worked at a pizza place called Hungry Howie's. So if you guys have one of those around you, as far as cheap pizza goes, Hungry Howie's is pretty cool. The more toppings you order, the less of each topping you actually get. However, you still pay full price for each topping. It's a total racket. When I found that out, I was like, what? Yeah. So if you pay like just for one topping, you get the 100% of that topping. If you buy 10 toppings, you get like 50% of each topping, even though you're paying for 100% of that topping. But not a mod pizza. And they'll put as much as you want. And here's the big kicker, which I've been alluding to and haven't got to because I beat around the bush and take forever. It's one price. It's $8. No matter how much you put on your pizza. Extra cheese? No problem. You want 15, 20 toppings on your pizza? No problem. Whatever you want on your pizza, it's still $8. But if you just get a cheese pizza, it's $8. Now, this has been several years since I've gone there. The price might not be exactly $8 anymore because we've had inflation. But that's what it was. And the pizza's good. They put it in a brick fryer oven. And I think it takes like 5 minutes to cook. It doesn't take long at all. So you can't just, you do have to wait a little bit. So if you're going there and it is like personal, but it's so worth it. So worth it. I miss that place so much. Anyways, I just went on about, thanks Computer Robots for derailing the show. I answered this sort of the other day, Computer Robots. I don't go out for fast food very much. Computer Robot says, I forgot that you gave up on a lot of things. Wow. Ed says, I'm in Florida, Computer Robots. All the stuff that was open late is still open. Cool. Like McDonald's. That's exciting. RDV says, Ash on crappy comics? These comics aren't crappy. I don't... I'm convinced that Computer Robots is always drunk. He's a computer robot. Anyways. Ronnie prefers to support mom and pop places over franchises. I do too, if I can. So another reason I like supporting In-N-Out, because they're not a franchise. They're all family. It's one family owns the whole thing. Let's see. Mod pizza's all right. I prefer DiGiorno. What? You prefer DiGiorno over? You don't have a mod pizza where you are. No one prefers DiGiorno over mod. Eric says, I would kill for some fast food right now. Haven't had Chipotle or pizza or a burger since I moved to Quarantine City. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. I haven't had Chipotle in a long time. When I was in Colorado, man, Chipotle was a staple. But there's so much good Mexican food in San Diego. And it's so much cheaper than Chipotle. But Chipotle is not exactly Mexican food, so it's kind of influenced, kind of like Americanized. It's different. So anyways, it's just hard to pay $10 for a burrito. Let's see. Ed says, we got Hungry Howie's down here. It's not bad for cheap pizza. Yeah, it's definitely, I haven't had it in 20 years, at least. But when I did, it was better than the Domino's, Pizza Hut, what other, Little Caesar. It was, for cheap pizza, it was actually, yeah. Especially since I worked there, I could make it exactly the way I wanted to. That always helps. RDV says, Hungry Howie's? Hun, I worked at Starving Larry's. They must be brothers. That's funny. What fast food restaurants are open in your area late this night, RDV? RDV says, nothing is open except McDonald's. Wah, wah, wah. Man, I have the McDonald's app. I don't know if any of you guys use it. If you go to McDonald's, like once a month even, if you go to McDonald's, just get yourself the McDonald's app on your phone. Because holy shit. In fact, any of these places, these apps will save you tons of money. I only ever order anything at McDonald's off the app anymore. This is partly because I don't have to worry about people waiting behind me if I'm trying to decide the menu. You just order it off your phone, doop, 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 push the buttons, you hit buy, it charges your card right there. And so you just pull up to the thing and say, I got a mobile order. And they're like, okay. And you pull up, it's already paid, and you just get your stuff and go. It's nice, but you save a ton of money. And one of the things I usually go for at McDonald's is because they have any size drink for $1. That's cheaper than the convenience stores. So when you just go through the drive-thru, so if I was like, oh, I want a soda or whatever, drive through, get a soda, boom, $1. But on the app, once a week, they have a thing you can redeem for a large fry for $1. So I usually go to McDonald's once a week, sometimes less, but once a week or every 2 weeks. But I go through, grab a Coke and a large fry if I'm feeling like a snack. And because $1, it's a large fry. And I saw, though, on the thing when you're ordering, the normal price is $4.29. I was like, holy fuck balls, $4.29 for a large fries? Are you freaking kidding me? I was like, I'd never pay that. Jesus. But I live in San Diego, so maybe in your area it's not quite that much, but it's like, what the? That's as much as a double-double at In-N-Out. I think a double-double is $4.25. Last I checked, something like that. Might be more. I was like, what? No way. And then a Big Mac is like $5.99. And I'm like, dude, no McDonald's sandwich should cost more than an In-N-Out double-double. But this might be explained when I go to In-N-Out, there's 30 cars in the drive-thru, and I shit you not. I'm not saying 30 because I'm trying to embellish and exaggerate and be hyperbolic. I'm saying 30 because literally there's 30. I went the other night, and I was estimating there might be 40. It's the In-N-Out where I live is in a parking lot with a Kohl's. I don't know if you know what Kohl's is. Kind of like a big clothing chain magnet thing. Anyways, half of the parking lot is cordoned off because there's so many cars going in and out that it was like blocking traffic and all this stuff. So they had to like cordon off the parking lot so they could snake through, like lines at at amusement parks or movies and stuff where you go back and forth. Like literally the drive-through goes back and forth, the snakes around. You're like, holy ball sacks. However, that place, In-N-Out, got their shit together. You get this 30 cars in line, and you're still through that drive-through in like 15 minutes. It's amazing. Especially when you think everything's made to order. But I guess once you get that many cars, it takes longer to get to the pay window than it does to make your burger. The only time you're really waiting at In-N-Out is if there's no cars. You go through there like at midnight, and then you order, and they literally have to start cooking your burger from scratch, and it takes 5.5 minutes. I know that because I used to work there, but that was a long time ago. Anyways, here I am talking about food again. Ed says Wawa is 24 hours. They make a damn good sub at 3:30 a.m. I've never heard of Wawa, but I love submarine sandwiches, especially at 3:30 a.m. That's pretty awesome. Zach says I got a 24-hour Baskin Robbins cookies and cream at 2 a.m. for me. Where the hell do you live that there's a 24-hour Baskin Robbins? Are you like in New York? You either got to be in New York or LA. Like, where the hell would there be a 24-hour Baskin Robbins? Computer Robot says, Ash, I know you get tired of hearing this by now, but this is the monthly check of me asking, is California still a communist state? Yes. It's going towards fascism. I mean, this whole country is going towards fascism. The country's been going that way since the late 80s. George Herbert Walker Bush started that off. Ronald Reagan was the last of the good ones. And the whole Republicans and the Democrats got together and said, we need to subvert this country. The New World Order. And here we are. It's taken some time. It's taken a lot longer than they wanted. It only took Germany like 8 years, I think, to go. Maybe 10. 8 to 10 years to transition from a democratic republic to full-on fascist regime. It's taken us like 30, 35 years. So, I mean, it's one good, because our founding fathers gave us some documents, made it hard for them to, anyway, we're not going to go into politics. Pretty soon, there will be no mom and pop stores to back once the minimum wage is up to $15. So you'll be forced to back the big stores. Yeah. That's killing us over here in California, man. That minimum wage law, just everything. Minimum wage laws are stupid. Stupid. And the people that support him, they think, oh, I'm making less than $15 an hour, so yes, I would like to make more. The problem is there will always be a minimum wage. So if you raise that minimum wage to $100, then that will become the new low bar. And all the cost of living will rise to balance it out. So raising minimum wage doesn't actually help anyone. It actually hurts everyone that makes above the minimum wage. So before this fiasco all started, most minimum wages in most states were around $7 and some cents. If you made $15 before the new laws, and they raise that minimum $15 an hour, and they raise the minimum wage up to $15, congratulations, you no longer make twice as minimum wage, you now make minimum wage. If you made $20 an hour, $21 an hour, you made 3 times minimum wage, now you make 50% more than minimum wage. It just brings everyone down. It destroys the middle class, it destroys the economy. Raising minimum wage sucks. You know what combats minimum wage? Capitalism. When I was in Colorado, the economy was so good, no one made minimum wage. And there was no minimum wage. I mean, there was a minimum wage law. It was like $7 an hour. You could not find a place that paid $7 an hour. You'd go to like a fast food place, and they're like in the windows, like now hiring $10, $11 an hour. The Walmart, I used to have a picture of it, and this was like 5 years ago, had a sign, now hiring $15.25 an hour. And I was like, yeah, it's because when you have a good economy and it's a workers' market, that means businesses have to pay better to entice workers to come work. You want very low levels of unemployment. When there's lots of unemployment in a bad economy, then companies can be like, F you. I've got 100 people waiting to take your job. I'm going to pay you peanuts. And if you complain, you can take a hike, and I'll just replace you with the next guy who's willing to take, less money. So that's all. And that's what minimum wage does. When you raise the minimum wage, it destroys the economy. Now more unemployment. It's a big domino effect. Anyways, I'm not going to go on the rant like that, trying to not do this stuff. Ronnie says, my favorite Baskin Robbins is the rainbow sherbet. Only one I found so far that's raspberry, orange, and pineapple sherbet. Baskin Robbins does have some good ice creams, I have to admit. They're pretty damn expensive these days. Last time I went to Baskin Robbins, I think it was like $8 to get the ice cream. I was like, and I didn't get a giant ice cream thing. I got like the little waffle bowl. I think I got 2 scoops in a waffle bowl. It was like $8. You're like, Jesus, I'm just gonna go buy a pint of Ben and Jerry's. Saturday nights during the summer, Taco Bell is like 2 a.m. Dude, all Taco Bells should be 24 hours. That's like the whole thing. It's like Denny's. When your food is not very good, you need to make up for it by being 24 hours. Like when I was in Colorado, because I moved out there from San Diego in 2000, lived out there for 17 years. I couldn't stand it at first because I was used to San Diego. Everything's open 24 hours, got taco shops everywhere, like all the good stuff. I move out there and everything's fast food. Like there's no real taco shops. It's so, you want to talk about mom and pop shops. Colorado is like, you'd think there'd be a lot more. No, it's all the franchise corporate shit. And they all close at like 9. And I was like, what the fuck? What? It annoyed the shit out of me, except Taco Bell. So I left California being very anti-Taco Bell because it's crap. It's like the worst Mexican, if you can call it Mexican food. It's not really, but it's the worst of the worst. But when it's the only thing open at 2 or 3 a.m., you're like, okay. And they used to be cheap. Taco Bell is expensive. Unless you get like their $5 box thing that they have. I was like, they get like 3 soft tacos. They're like the combo meal, 3 soft tacos and a drink and a chips. It's like $10. You're like, what the? These soft tacos. Conversely, the reason I say this is because Del Taco, which is like it's like, it's fast food like Taco Bell, but it's much better quality. It's like half the price. And I'm like, I don't understand it. Let's see. Zach says, I think it's about $5 to $7 for a waffle bowl, at least here. Well, we don't know where you are. Dox yourself, damn it. Last time I went to Baskin Robbins is when the Infinity War came out, says Maranya. Damn. That's a long time ago, Maranya. The Taco Bells around my old town used to be 24 hours. Then Obama got elected. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it was an odd coincidence. Yep. I would expect that had something to do with it. Ash can't afford to move. Those Donny Cates books, Firepower, Oblivion Songs, and Criminal books are drawing Ash's moving fund. Give him money so he can leave. It's not that simple. When you pick up a move, you got to have an anchor. You have to have. It's tough to just, if you're by yourself. If you have someone, like if you have family or friends and you can move and you can kind of have a base of operations to build off of. Like when I moved out to Colorado, I stayed with my buddy who had lived out there, moved out like 3 years prior. I stayed with him for like 6 months before I got my own place and whatever. It's just, when you can do that. But if you're just by yourself, if you have a job that's willing to like, oh yeah, I have the job before I move, then you still have to find a place to live. Then the moving expenses, it's tough. Plus California's taking all my money. They're preventing me from doing anything. In the end, Ash is confirming Thanos is still winning. So much winning. Eric Breen says, coming to Taco Bell in 2022. The $15 value meal. Oh, man. What is their special thing that Taco Bell has? It's the only thing I ever buy there usually. It's this $5 box they have. It has a name. It's like the $5 something box. I can't remember it, but you used to be able, at least you got quite a decent amount of food for that $5, and it comes with a drink too. That's what made me think about it. I was like, $15 deal box. I forget what they're called. Zach says, I just told you I was in NOLA, Ash. What the hell's NOLA? New Orleans. Oh, you say in the very next line. Oh, man. You have... Wait a second. You're in New Orleans, and I totally skipped your thing when you said that. You have Baskin Robbins that are 24 hours in New Orleans? Oh, wait a second. You're in New Orleans. Is this like downtown? Like where you have or at least near downtown? Like, because New Orleans is one of those party cities. RDV says, Eric will be your anchor. I got moved to Kentucky. Let's see. The $5 chalupa box? No, that's just it has like a common name. Eric says Crave box, I think. That might be it. Like the $5 Cravings box. Something like that. Ronnie says, I moved this past November. Lateral move to the state. I want to stay here unless we hit the lottery. Then we'll be buying a house and planting forever roots. Oh, shit. If I won the lottery, I'd be moving to probably like Montana. Yeah, Montana is probably where I'd go. I'd buy a big plot of land in Montana, house. Yeah, but there's nothing in Montana, so it's like hard to move there if you don't have some sort of roots. Zach says, no, I'm on the outskirts. I'm not brave enough to live in the actual city, let alone downtown. Yeah, I can understand that. But still, 24-hour Baskin Robbins. We don't even have those out here. What do you know? Hey, Eric, this Pepsi Zero is pretty decent. So, if for some reason you can't find Coke Zero, because Pepsi, they taste real similar. Who knew? All right, let's move on to other things, shall we? one of the things I love to do is browse through Comixology and see, do they have things on sale that I want to buy? Oh, look, Marvel's having an Alpha Flight sale. You know, that comic that just flies off the shelves. And Alpha Flight. When was Alpha Flight ever cool? I don't know. If you remember, say so in the chat. I know it was around. I mean, back in the 80s when all the comics were cool, Alpha Flight was kind of the redhead stepchild, but still good enough. Like, you could do Canadian comics. Comics were so successful in the 80s that you could literally make a Canadian super team book and people would buy it. And I'm not saying Alpha Flight's bad. I never really read Alpha Flight. I just didn't have a desire to, but it's just weird. It's weird that Alpha Flight is stuck around this long. Like, it has this legacy. I mean, good for it. It's just weird. Okay, well, there's sometimes they have other books that are related to it that are on there. Like, so I always like to check. Dark Reign, I've checked that before. Dark Horse, Vertigo. Oh, a Hawkeye sale. Has there ever been a good Hawkeye book? Ever? I know Eric Breen is like rolling his eyes, face palming right now. I've never been a Hawkeye fan. Oh, I did like the Old Man Hawkeye, which is really weird because I was like, I hate the old man concept. I was like, oh god, here we go. Old Man Logan, now we got Old Man Hawkeye. And you know what? Now that I think about it, why wasn't that story called Old Man Clint? It was Old Man Logan, not Old Man Wolverine. It was Old Man Logan. So shouldn't it have been Old Man Clint? Marvel. Oh, here we go. This is the book right here. Look at this. A stunning and brave cover. Oh, yeah. Doesn't she just look badass? Look at me. I'm posing with a bow, holding it like no archer ever would. It's not even a compound bow. This is silly. So this is essentially a recurve bow. Do you know how much? Look at these little skinny arms. The most I bet she could pull is like 35-pound draw, maybe. But you can't get much higher than on a recurve. I mean, it's a Marvel. That's what the interior art looks like. Oh, God. So stupid. Hot. More hot abs. Anyways, I won't be buying that. I wonder why that comic got canceled. Here we go. Speaking of Old Man Hawkeye, you can get the whole thing here. Buy it while it's hot. Or you can get the full one for $5. So you don't even pay $3.39 for volume 1 and volume 2. Pay $5 and get volumes 1 and 2 put together. And this has got the good art by what's his name? Marco Cicchetto. See, look, it was worth going in here for that. Oh, got some Avengers stuff. Yep, don't care. Abort, pull out. Pull out method doesn't always work, so be warned. Oh, TKO is having a sale. I picked up Sarah, which Garth Ennis and Steve Epting. World War II snipers that are chicks, right up RDV's alley. And then I picked up the Sentient book because I like space stuff, and it's Jeff Lemire. And Skip seemed kind of excited about it. And I was like, oh, it's only $1.99. These are those TKO books. They're line-wide sale. They only have 11 books in a line, but they release them all at the same time. So $6 for $1.99. 6 books for $1.99. Worth it, I think. I might read one of those on the stream. We'll see. Is there anything good? Oh, Riverdale books. No, those look stupid. All right, well, there's nothing. Time to get into Thanos. Thanos wins. 3rd issue. Look at that cover. Isn't that awesome? Let's see. Oh, I got a lot of comments, man. LeBron James is now endorsing Pepsi. I'd rather drink Tab. Damn it, Eric. Why'd you have to tell me that while I didn't finish my Pepsi yet? But is he endorsing Pepsi Zero or just regular Pepsi? I guess it doesn't matter. I'm not like Coke probably has any fucking cool people endorsing it either. It's probably John Byrne's run 1 through 29 of what? Hawkeye? Yeah, I guess. I mean, John Byrne, pretty much anything John Byrne run, you're like, that's good. Ronnie says, I want a Five Guys burger with cheese and bacon. And those tons of fries. I know, man. That's one thing I love about Five Guys is they just back up the fucking dump truck and give you fries. Always get the small fries. and still split them with other people. Because I don't know if you guys haven't been to Five Guys. When your first time you go, you can order your food, and they're going to put it in a bag for you, even if you eat there. So you order your burger, go for the double burger. Well, we can go with the single burger, I guess, because you're going to have a shit ton of fries. Get the burger you want. They'll cook it to order the way you want it. And then get the fries. Get the small fries. In fact, if I remember right, they do have Five Guys out here, but I never go there because they have In-N-Out. So In-N-Out is it just obsoletes Five Guys. But when I was in Colorado, we didn't have In-N-Out, so I did go to Five Guys. And it's not so much that In-N-Out is so much better than Five Guys. I like it better than Five Guys, but Five Guys is like twice as much as In-N-Out. So that's the deal breaker. If Five Guys was like the same price as In-N-Out, I'd probably go to In-N-Out like 3 out of 4 times and Five Guys the 4th time because it's a little bit different and their fries are better than In-N-Out fries. But that being the case, you go there. That when I left, they made an even smaller fry. Like then I forget, like was like a tiny fry, I think is what they called it. And I was like, yes, I can get it even smaller now because it's not small. What they do is they put your burger in the bag. Imagine like a brown bag, right? That you get like at a fast food place, like your normal bag. The burger's on the bottom. And then they put a paper boat of like fries like on top. And then they like basically fill the bag. It's retarded like how much they give you. Oftentimes I would go to Five Guys and I would just get a fry. I'd go there, order a small fry, and it's like a bag full of fries. And they're good. They're so good. They fry them in peanut oil, and they double fry them. That's the difference, I think, why In-N-Out's not quite as good. Because In-N-Out both places do fresh cut potatoes, and then they're not like dehydrated fries like McDonald's and all the other fast food places. They're fresh cut potatoes, but In-N-Out, fresh cut potato, into the fryer, pull it, it's done. Five Guys, fresh cut potato, into the fryer, which is peanut oil. Not In-N-Out uses like safflower oil, peanut oil, just for a short time, and then they pull it out. And then when you order your fries, they put them back in, finish off the cooking, and it just makes for a better. They're just fucking delicious. And you can get Cajun style or normal. Once in a while, I get the Cajun because the seasoning's cool, but I like to have my fries British style with the malt vinegar, and they serve malt vinegar there, so you don't want to do malt vinegar with a Cajun spice. It's gross. Let's see. Zach says I'm getting a lot of Thunderbolts recommendations. Okay. Let's see. The first miniseries in 1984. See, Hash eats everything. He's the life serial Mikey of comics. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I am. I'm very much like the Mikey of comics. But if you have a comic book that's as good as life serial, and you say, oh my God, Ash, he likes it. He likes it. And then see how good it is. I need to read the rest of Old Man Logan books. Old Man Logan is a great read. Says Zach. RDV says, I watched Batman Soul of the Dragon. Really bad movie. Needs to be on our sour capes. No, I need to convince Breen. Okay, Breen, are you willing to read Avengers 41? Because I think the next sour cape needs to be Avengers 41, or it needs to be Batgirl or Batwoman episode 1. Sorry, Batwoman season 2 episode 1. I don't care which. Eric, you if you will do one of those, I will follow. Let's see. Endorsing cherry vanilla Pepsi though. That's the good one. No. For Pepsi, I just want the Pepsi with real sugar. They used to call it Pepsi Throwback. That's the good stuff. I don't know why Pepsi just doesn't make that their normal Pepsi, because it's so much better. Every once in a while I can have the wild cherry Pepsi, but no. But this just Pepsi Zero, holy shit. Shocked as fuck. Sorry, I cussed. I said a naughty word. I guess I get one of those though before I get R rating. We get one large to split, and it's a lot of fries this morning. No kidding. A large? Jeez, I split a small one. I don't know how you split a large. Zach, read Avengers in the Wasteland miniseries. Can't endorse that one. Zach says, I read that one, actually forgot about it until you brought it up. Shocker. Five Guys might cost a little bit more than In-N-Out, but the fries make it worth it. It doesn't cost a little bit more than In-N-Out. It costs a lot more than In-N-Out. You can get a double In-N-Out for $4.25. I don't think you can walk out. You can get a burger at Five Guys for like less than $8. And then the fries is like $3 or $4. And then drinks another $2 to $3. Like you're paying like $12 or $13 for a meal. It's Five Guys is expensive. Zach says, wait, what's so bad about Avengers 41? Oh, you just stay tuned. Oh, stay tuned. Eric says, oh, hell no. Yes, come on, Eric. You can do it. Read it with us. We need to be sour. RDV says, oh, hell yeah. Read it, RDV. Jason Aaron wrote it. That's enough, says Eric. I know. This looks like amazement, though. This looks like taking the throne away from Batgirl 50 levels of bad. Best review of Batwoman episode 1 season 2 was done by Bat Puppet and the Bat Arnold, says Maranya. Yeah, they did RDV says RDV did a stream on, I couldn't make it, but because he did it before it like aired, so I couldn't watch it. So if you would have done your thing a day later, RDV, when it came out on the CW, could have watched it, but I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it anyway because I had to do something else too. But I'll have to go back and catch it after I watch the episode. But I only want to watch the episode if I'm going to get something out of it, because I don't want to watch it and not even get a video out of it. So if we could do a Sour Capes. And Eric, dude, here's the thing. Eric Breen is hilarious. Like, when he likes a comic book, he pretty much is very kind of calm and just, it's a good book. You know, it's quality. I really like what it did. That's Eric. But when he's salty, we get these conversations off camera, and he's raging about a bad book. I'm just like, you're hilarious. We need to get this on a stream. And so this is why you might hear me always begging to work with Eric, because I'm like, I want that. I want that guy. I want people to see. I find him hilarious. Let's see. RDB says it was on the CW. Watch it live. No, it aired on the CW the day after. It comes out on Monday. Because I went and looked when you were doing it. I was like, oh, it's out? You can see it? And it was like, nope, you had to wait till the next day. All right. Okay, I caught up with the comments. So now I can go read Thanos Wins. Here we go. Turn down your lights. grab a swig of your favorite drink. Pull up your covers. And let Donny Cates, through the mouth of Ash, entertain you. A total obsession with power drives him to control the forces of the universe. He is the Mad Titan. He is Thanos. The Ghost Rider's penance stare is said to be the great demonic equalizer. For no matter how large the sin, or how powerful the sinner, to stare into the gaze of the rider is to know absolute sorrow and despair. It delivers back on those who fall under its thrall every moment of torture and pain its victim has unleashed upon the innocent. For many, the rider's penance is the last thing they ever see. For so powerful is the regret and so heavy is the woe that they carve out their own eyes. Lest they ever sleep or be forced to see into their own shriveled black hearts ever again. But then, of course, there is Thanos. For him, it reveals acts so vile and wretched that we cannot even bear to show them to you here. For they are his hidden things, his darkest deeds, things so heinous that if you were to witness them, you would, and perhaps should, stop reading this tale of ours at once. Yes, for Thanos, the stare is a cold reminder of the uncounted lives he has destroyed and left unburied in the pursuit of his one true love. An endless black symphony composed by hands and teeth through time. A love letter written in blood and then spilled, unread and unwanted, across the stars. For our Mad Titan, the Ghost Rider's penance stare is the most haunting spiritual journey he will ever encounter. But not for the reasons you may think. You see, these are not Thanos' darkest secrets and regrets. No. For him, they are his fondest memories. Beautiful. Exhilarating, is it not? It is. You do this every morning? Yes. I see why you keep this idiot demon around. You know, I can still hear you. So, tell me, King Thanos, what shall we do now? Hey, come on, man. Be careful, you piece of shit. Now, we have breakfast. No. That seat is taken. So, where is she then? I do not know. Surely you did not drag me across time in an effort to play at riddles. If you know something, spit it out or stop wasting. I have exiled almost every living thing in the known galaxy, boy. I have given her everything, but still, there is yet one being that has eluded me, one final foe. I have brought you here to help me kill this thing. Only then will she come to me. Only then will she be mine. And just who is this foe? Who could possibly stir so much fear in the heart of the great King Titan that he would rip time apart to ask for help? The Fallen One. You cannot be serious. You brought me all this way to help you fight some forgotten herald. Careful. I certainly did not bring you here to argue with me, boy. The Fallen One is near. At its current speed, it will arrive tonight, shortly after the sun falls. I must prepare myself for the coming battle. Wait, you will explain. I suggest you do the same. Hey, look. He gets like that. Don't take it personally, big guy. Oh, hey, you know what? I gotta go feed the dog. You wanna come with me? Snap. I am curious. It was my understanding that the rider only punished the wicked. You seem a rather odd companion for me. Yeah, well, you sit in a barber chair long enough, you're gonna get a haircut, you know? I do not. That's kind of funny right there. A little side humor. A little subtle, not too. Right. I just mean, yeah. I used to only punish bad guys. But, you know, hanging around you for as long as I have, I guess it changes you. I mean, everyone's got a little darkness in them, right? Oof, you should have heard that shit that came out of Steve Rogers' mouth when we fed him to the dog. The dog here, man. Oh, man. So, the dog is the Incredible Hulk. And they fed Steve Rogers to him. Rogers. Or, like, hell, take me, right? Kill. I used to be a totally different guy. All broody and dark and mysterious, like, real downer. If you'd met me back in the day, you would have never recognized me. And I don't just mean because of all the melted face, flaming skull stuff, neither. Sometime in hell, a few hundred years as a herald of Galactus, and a couple million more hanging out with you, it's enough to make a fellow go pretty hilariously insane. Kill Hulk. Ryder. Do I know you? God. Look how rude I'm being. Frank Castle. I do not know the name. Pff, figures. Are you watching, my love? Do you see what I have done for you? Do you see what I am prepared to kill, to be? Old man. Enough. Thanos waits for no one. Not even Thanos. You leave me to play errand boy with your fool servant while you laze up and play dress up in some silence. I have suffered more than enough of your impatience and disrespect in my own halls, boy, but not here. not in her temple. One more insolent word from you, and I will open your throat and kill us both. This is Surtur's twilight, the sword of doom. It certainly used to be. I see my temper burns as ever in my doddering old age. On occasion, yes. The edge of war is almost upon us, and I am scared, anxious to be rid of you. I do apologize for my tone, Lord Thanos. It's just that you are rather a disappointment to me. Surely you must understand. I come from a time where I have renounced the Black Lady. I am no longer her fool, and to come here and see you still pining after. Ha! Is that right? Tell me then, when you looked into the rider's eyes this morning, what did you see staring back at you? I thought so. You were always her fool, boy. Always will be. You think you have given her up, but no one walks away from death, not even you. And when exactly was the last time you saw your great love? Oh, hundreds of years ago? Thousands? I don't recall time anymore. It was after I killed that gold-skinned boy. What was his name? Aaron something. Adam? Ah, yes, perhaps it was. She was waiting for me after the battle, but she just stood there, not saying a word, as if she were waiting for something more. I didn't know what it was. It took me so long to see it. I gave her everything. My enemies, my allies, my children, everything. And yet, wham, 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 boom, wham, wham. What is this? I told you, boy, I did not bring you to the end of the world for conversation. It is time. The fallen one is here. Wham! 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 Look at you, trembling at some lost herald. Wham! Wham! What have I become? Wham! Wham! How far has Thanos fallen to need armor and a blade to face such a pathetic foe as the Fallen One? Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't know, would you? Boy, you have never faced this foe. Not like this. Wham! 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 The Fallen One is not a being, not a man. It is a title. To be continued. All right. I love this issue. This was my favorite part. When I was reading this originally the way through, I got to this point, I was like, oh shit. Because, of course, you guys know Silver Surfer is one of my favorite characters. And Silver Surfer Black didn't exist when this book came out. So I was like, why is that Silver Surfer? Why is he black? Why is he called the Fallen One? I was, and then of course, what you just read Thanos talking about. He's obviously super badass. He's not just some herald anymore. So it really piqued my interest. And the next issue piques it even more. Let's see. RDV says, Eric doesn't whine on camera. Zach says, time for Ash to tuck me in for my bedtime story. RDV says, it airs Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Central for me. Man, California sucks. They make you wait till Monday. Let's see. Zach says, wait, did Thanos take Bruce Wayne's dining room table? That's funny. That's funny there. That's funny joke right there, Zach. RDV says, no, Joker did back in Joker War. Computer Robot says, okay, guys, I'm getting sleepy. Good night. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. You liar. Robots don't get sleepy. Let's see. Zach says, the way Ash says boy reminds me of God of War. Well, good, because that's what I'm trying to channel. Success. Zach says, oh, shoot. And Marania, oh, snap, it's Silver Surfer Black, says Marania. This is a very familiar panel. Yup. So, without further ado, let's get on with the next issue. Issue 4 of 6. AKA 16 of Thanos' 2016 run. My Galactus, what a big gun you have. When he was a younger man, and not yet a cosmic-fueled engine of time-traveling murder, Frank Castle's wife and children were shot to death before his eyes. This event led him to become the Punisher, a one-man war on domestic terror in every form it would take. But, as stated, this was a very long time ago, and in the grand scheme of things, hardly worth mentioning. The story that matters, the one that you're about to witness, is one no mortal has ever seen or heard. It is a story of three devils, the one fool who made deals with them all. And to begin such a dark legend, we begin where all stories will someday go to die. We begin with Thanos. Frank Castle was one of the last men standing when Thanos battled the Earth's heroes for the last time. An empire's final battle is rarely recorded in its own history books, much less those kept by its conquerors. True to this sentiment, to this very day, there are no mentions of this little war in the records that King Thanos keeps. Perhaps the omission was born of spite, an unwillingness to record the lives of those who beat him time and time again. Just as likely is the notion that Thanos simply forgot. He was rather busy in those final days. After all, when one is murdering every sentient being in the cosmos by hand, a lapse in perfect record-keeping can be forgiven. But even if there somehow were some record of this event, Frank Castle would not be mentioned. For all of his bluster and murderous drive, the Punisher would amount to little more than a footnote in the grand tapestry of the mighty heroes of Earth. If it weren't, that is, for his final thought, for the one hateful phrase that shot through his brain in his final moments. As he lay dying and staring up at the mad Titan slaughtering his planet, Frank Castle thought one thing and one thing only. I'm going to just leave this panel up on screen for a moment because I'm sure Maranya will really appreciate it. I would give anything to punish that purple son of a bitch. To which the universe replied, anything? And so, Frank Castle, the Punisher, signed his first demonic deal and became the Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. But as luck, and a certain mad Titan would have it, there was nothing much left in all the world to punish or avenge. And as days turned to years and decades turned to centuries, and as the unrelenting march of millennia drove on and on, the Ghost Rider did as well, roaming endlessly alone and undying, with no one to kill and no one to love. When even the devil fell silent to his calls, Frank Castle rather aggressively began to lose his mind. And that is when the Devourer arrived. I want to take a moment, time out. Just note these awesome shots that Jeff Shaw, the artist, is doing. There's just some freaking grand scale shots. So this is what comics are to me. Like the big two, Marvel, DC is what I'm talking about. This is what I want. I want this stuff. You'll never see this in the movies type stuff. All right, back to the action. But Galactus did not come to Earth to feed or destroy or fight. No, not this day. Boom. Galactus, you see, had been hunted across the stars by Thanos. Barely escaping his assault, Galactus arrived, humbled to the world where he had suffered his greatest defeats. He came for protection, for asylum. Someone, please. He came for help. But Galactus was too late. The Earth and its champions had been dead for eons now. Richards, where are you? Where are they? What has befallen? No, please no. All but one. Hey, down here, killer. Hey, man, Galactus, right? Haha, damn. Long time no see, right? Oof, someone really beat the shit out of you, huh? Yeesh. What? What are you? Where are the others? Oh, you ain't heard. Yeah. Thanos killed everyone, man. Just came and obliterated all of them. Well, everyone, really. Yep, I got killed too. Came back, though. I'm the Ghost Rider, spirit of blah blah whatever. Yeah, since the world ended, I've been, well, I ain't been doing much, really. I tell you what, though. I ain't missed a step, not me. Not old Frank Castle, no way. Frank? Hey, real quick question. You real? Like, is this real right now? Because sometimes I get maybe confused, you know? Yes, little demon. Galactus is real. Oh. Oh, okay, good. So, what can I do for you, Galactus? Do? Yeah. You came here screaming for help, right? What can I help you with? Galactus told the Ghost Rider about Thanos' bloody campaign across the stars. In the fall of the fall of Adelon and the death of the Inhumans and the near extermination of the Shi'ar, the Kree, the Skrulls. Of the rumors that Thanos planned to kill even the Council of Watchers and the gods of the North. And finally, of his own battle with the Destroyer, and how he only escaped with the help of his now, he believed, fallen herald, the Silver Surfer. Well, damn. Looks like we both want that shit dead, huh? I'll tell you what. You make me your herald and hook me up with them crazy cosmic powers and all that, and together we can go and punish that purple shit together, huh? And what, pray tell, is this in this deal for Galactus? Oh, well, how about this? After I'm done with Thanos, you can eat Earth. If you still want to. Is that good? And so, Frank Castle made his second deal with the devil in his many lifetimes to become Ghost Rider, Herald of Galactus. Such an awesome shot. Together they roared across the cosmos on a quest to halt Thanos' systemic annihilation of every sentient being in the existence. Their incredible story lasted centuries. Their Herculean deeds they accomplished, and the foes they vanquished in the search for the mad Titan King became legend. The roar of the riders' engines, audible even in the vacuum of space, became a beacon of hope to those still alive to hear them. A faint, distant promise that perhaps not all was lost in the stars. That even in these darkest of days, the heart of a hero still beat inside the chest of a dead man. But then, of course, wham! Rah! I have heard tell of you, Rider. You defied death. Thanos is. Boom. Intrigued. You think I'm the worst thing out here, boy? I haven't even begun. I cannot kill you. You cannot defeat me. But you come with me, Ryder. And at my side, I will show you more evil than you can punish in 1,000 lifetimes. With that, Frank Castle made his third and final deal with the devil. And in so doing, became the Rider, black right hand of the Mad King Thanos. And through all of this endless death and rebirth at the hands of demons and gods, the countless infinites that he had experienced, the incredible sights his long dead eyes have seen, after all of these things, if you were to tell Frank Castle where he would be standing when the universe came to its eventual and inevitable end, he wouldn't believe you in a million years. Look at that shot. Oh, that's so awesome. The Annihilus Horde? Really, Norrin? Is this all that you have brought for me? After all this time? Ah! Ha ha ha! Ryder, something hellish. If you are done playing with your firearms. Ah! You know, I always forget that I can do that stuff. Rah! Kathloom! Ha. Well, boy, you may have been right. Perhaps it was a waste to bring you all the way here after all. The Rider could have handled this himself. Hey, thanks. I couldn't have done it without you. Silence. This is not right. Can it have been this easy? No. Wham! Boom! Urgh. I don't care how many of you there are. This ends today, Thanos. It's long past time that you answered for the lives you have stolen. If you could kill me, you would have done it by now. Tell me, Norrin, if you came all this way just to die, why did you wait so damn long? I was not waiting. Rumble, 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 rumble. I was working. Boom! Is that so? On what? Rumble, rumble, rumble. On becoming worthy. Raccoon. Tell me that is not a badass last panel for a story. Working on what? On becoming worthy. So awesome. If you like comics, come on. Come on. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Skip says, I did enjoy the story. Still prefer Starlin's Thanos, but I appreciate what he brought to the modern age. Ronnie says, that page should be a poster. It's freaking awesome. I'm not sure which page you're referring to because there was a lot of them in that book. Ed says, I bet Ed Brubaker got a 5-star rating. He did. Now, here's the thing. I love Thanos Wins. I think this is an awesome story. It's a great experience. And because it's got so much like narrative, it's not a lot of like word balloons. It's almost written like just like a third-person prose story. It lends itself really well to reading over the air like this. It's like a storybook. And it's a cool story. I'm not trying to convince anyone that this is the best written comic of all time or anything like that. But it's the thing that like Marvel and DC Comics should strive to be. And that's spectacular. Donny Cates is taking the lore of Marvel Comics, a certain section of it, and he's building on it, and he's creating and coming up with something you haven't seen and writing a compelling story that isn't necessarily like if you watch the Criminal Cast when we're talking about Brubaker, it's not going to necessarily be like this deep human drama full of themes and emotions and stuff like that. It's just a spectacular blockbuster event, and you're enjoying the ride. It's apples and oranges to me. I see flaws in these books. I'm not necessarily a particularly big fan of Thanos. I think comics should be about heroes. Thanos being a villain and watching him destroy everything is interesting to witness. It's not necessarily the best story. And also 4 stars is a really great review for me. When I give a book 4 stars, you can bank on it's good. I don't want to give everything 5 stars because then it makes 5 stars meaningless. So the fact that Ed Brubaker gets 5 stars is because it's that good. As good as this is, and this is great, I love this. There's room to be even better, and that's what I'm trying to do. So don't take 4 stars as like I'm holding back on this book. 4 stars is from me is a lot. And I'm telling you, I'm really enjoying this reread. I read this and I forgot some of the details of the moments, and I just love how Silver Surfer shows up at the end with the hammer. You know, and Skip makes some good things about Starlin. I think Starlin did greater like cosmic world building. He told better stories of like heroes and things like that. I just respect what Cates does here in the 6-issue story to tell a very Thanos story to me. Plus, it's an excuse to have Silver Surfer wielding Mjolnir in a battle against Thanos. Like, come on. We don't want to see that. Let's see. I Am True Skills is here. He says, yo, Ash. What is it with Marvel villains ripping others in half when they're villains? What do you mean? What? Ronnie says, you know, Thanos ripping Iron Man in half is kinder than what Marvel's done to him since Kirk. Oh, touche, Marania. That is like the best response I couldn't have imagined. I was like, I wonder what Marania is going to comment. As I was reading that, and I said, I'm going to pause here. I don't have the chat open, so I can't see. And my mind, when I was paused, I was like, I wonder what Marania's going to say. I can't wait till I get to that. Even better than I expected. Ed says, damn, Galactus is reduced to this? Shaking my head. What an image. I don't know if Galactus isn't reduced. Again, going off the same, concept of what I was talking about with the 4-star rating, I don't think it's that Galactus is reduced. It's to illustrate that how much above Thanos actually is. It's not there to reduce anything. It's about to show that Thanos is like he's just godly. Ronnie says, "Oh, snap, Silver Surfer, god of hammers." I Am True Skill says, "Donny Cates is a beast." The last page of the previous book is way cooler than the last page of this book, says Manya. I don't know. I think, come on. I think this sequence is one of my favorite sequences in all of comics, when Thanos is confronting him and says, "Why have you waiting so long?" And he says, "I was not waiting. Rumble. I was working." Boom. Things exploding. Is that so? On what? The lightning sparking around his hand. And then he just says, "I'm becoming worthy." Like, this is one of those moments, like the time when Steve Rogers picked up the hammer. Like, I don't know. It had that effect, and he did it in such a cool way that so many lesser writers would have cheesed this out. For a good example, lesser writer Jason Aaron right now, everyone gets a Phoenix. He turned the Phoenix Force into something stupid. You're like, oh, look, everyone gets a Phoenix Force. Congratulations. You took something that was once awesome and amazing, and like only Jean Grey and then her daughter Rachel Summers had the Phoenix Force. You're like, oh, like, and now it's like, oh, anyone can just have it. It's no big deal. It's stupid. Yeah. This reminds me of that time when Rachel Summers gets the Phoenix Force for the first time. You're just like, oh, no way. And it was epic. It was awesome. So anyways, I'm a big Thor and a Silver Surfer fan, so maybe I'm just too biased. Up next issue, though, look at that. That's such a cool cover. Oh, no. I'll give this 4 stars. Look at this. Look at that cover. The Infinity Gauntlet smashing down on Silver Surfer. I love that cover. Let's borrow the book now. I'll have to return some books. Return. There's an error on the page. What the hell? What? Stupid Comixology. All right, there we go. Okay, go back to the chats. Take off the Krakoom lettering from the page, and yes, it's a gorgeous piece of art. Well, come on, Rania. That's a little ticky-tacky, in my opinion. I agree. If I was going to hang it up as a poster, I wouldn't want the Krakoom, but that's just part of the thing. I wasn't really judging it like it's the best piece of art. I'm just saying, as a storytelling device and having that end on that moment, I forget what it's called, but the way comics end on a cliffhanger with the last page, like, that's just, whatever that's called, this book does that. One of the best I've ever seen. For me, it did, at least. I Am True Skill says, what books do you think is a 5-star? Oh, that's a good question. Well, we just did earlier today a podcast stream called Criminal Cast, our second episode, where we review, we gawked over Criminal Volume 1 called Coward, and did that whole trade paperback. I give that 5 stars. I give, like, Dark Knight Returns 5 stars, Batman Year One, Infinity Gauntlet, Marvels is a 5-star book to me. Spider-Man Life Story. Was it Life Story? Yeah, Life Story. That's the only thing in recent times. Well, not only thing, the only modern. What else? I'm sure that there's more that I'm just not thinking of. But that's it. Those are examples of what I consider. I mean, I try to withhold 5 stars for the best of the best books, because if you just start giving out 5 stars to say like this book, right? This book's great. It's awesome. But there are better books. And then now I basically say if I gave this book 5 stars, I'm putting this book on the same level as Dark Knight Returns. No. It's great as it is, and I love it, and I'd read this book time and time again. It's worth owning, buying the hardcover. Like it's still not. And everything doesn't have to be 5. That's fine. It's totally fine. Eric says, so it's fine when Silver Surfer wields Mjolnir, but when a true hero like Captain Marvel does it, it's a problem. Sexist. See, this is the biting comments that Eric has that are so hilarious. And it's even better when you hear him say them. Out of his, like, I couldn't do it justice the way he would say it, but this is what I want. But in response to that, it took Silver Surfer how many million years to become worthy? See, Captain Marvel would have been worthy in a day. Should have been like, oh, I need the Mjolnir. Oh, I'm worthy. Silver Surfer took him, I don't. This is like millions of years in the future. So Zach says, but Eric, didn't you know Captain Marvel's about to get magical powers? She clearly is getting ready to take Mjolnir. Oh, God. Zach says, oh, hey, did anyone else read the DC Deceased finale? Negative, Ghost Rider? Did not. Ronnie says, storytelling-wise, yes, it's awesome. I'm looking at it as a piece of art, which is why I said what I did. Fine, Maranya. Fine. Anyways, you can see here, average rating of this particular upcoming book is 5 stars. 276 people rated it. Although I do think most people tend to be very hyperbolic in the way they rate stars. Most people tend to give the books they like 5 stars and the books they don't like 1 star. Most people aren't very nuanced. It's funny, especially on League of Comic Geeks, that site that I use. Every book that comes out, it's like, oh, 5 stars, 5 stars. I'm like, really? Every book? Just because you... Okay. Most people are really don't like to give like a 3 star or 4, I don't know. Because they think it's like that. They're like, they feel like if they don't give it 5 stars, you're like, what? It's not 4 stars? You're just not that good. Like, it's not good enough. And then if it's just bad, then they feel like it's not worth any stars. So it's like 1 or 5, very whatever. This is the book that I was talking about, the Thanos by Donny Cates. You can get this in hardcover. I think it's like $30 in hardcover. The digital version is naturally cheaper, but if you like the story, which I do, it's worth. I think this is it's kind of cool art. Jeff Shaw's art, as far as like modern comic artists, Jeff Shaw is pretty bomb. And you saw, and this you also get Cosmic Ghost Rider, and you get a couple of the annuals. Which if you just buy the trades, like I got the trade for Thanos, and I got the trade for Cosmic Ghost Rider, so I'm missing the 2 annuals that this also has as part of it. Where is it? Clicks Thanos 13 through 18, the annual, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and then Thanos Legacy number 1. That's what it is. So the annual and Thanos Legacy number 1 I'm missing. So anyways, that's just a piece of information if for some reason you want to know more. Eric says, appreciate the comment. Thank you very much. Jeff Shaw is up there in terms of modern artists. Yeah. He was really good on this book too. I don't know if it's so much that he was so good or the format of this book really allowed him to shine. He's doing a good job on Thor, but Donny Cates is writing in a different style on the Thor books. And I think Jeff Shaw really shines on those big, giant 2-page spreads, big stuff, he does that. But when it's just like the panel-to-panel action of all the characters are eating dinner together, that's not where Jeff Shaw's shining the best. But whatever. I'm just going in the weeds again. So that's bringing our stream up to an end. Again, apologize for being late. If you're watching this on a replay, thank you very much for making it this far. If you're watching it live, screw you. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you enjoyed. I've really enjoyed this series, and it's been my pleasure to bring it to you. We've got 2 more issues to go. You'll find out the ending, and you'll know. I think this book will tell you whether you want to read more Donny Cates or not. By the time this is done, if you're like, that was stupid, I don't know what to tell you. But the one thing I can tell you is that all the other books that Donny Cates writes all tie into this in some way. Not very heavily. Sometimes it's just minor references and things like that. But by all of them kind of, at least like their compass is pointing in the direction of Thanos wins. When you read like Venom to Silver Surfer to Guardians of the Galaxy or currently Thor, you can see all of these books, they feel like they're happening in the same universe, and the same events that are driving that universe forward are affecting all the characters in all those books, even though it's not necessarily a crossover. Like, you don't necessarily have to read Guardians of the Galaxy to understand Thor or anything like that. They're very isolated, but they just feel like they're all together in that same world. And that's something that Marvel and DC currently is starting to forget. And it sucks. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully something convinces them, reawakens them, and says, oh, this is what we've been doing wrong for the past 20 years. But Donny Cates is giving it to us. And like I said, he may not be the best writer. He's imaginative, and that's what I appreciate. I love that he comes up with crazy imaginative things. When I read this story the first time, the things that wowed me were, it's like, oh, the fact that Hulk was a dog that Thanos was keeping, he'd eaten Steve Rogers. Like, that's not necessarily great writing, but it's creative storytelling. And it, as a Marvel fan, you're invested in these characters, so knowing the future and these adventures, like, no way. And I really kind of like the style of writing that Cates uses in these books. That narrator, kind of just I don't know what you call it. With the ghostly narrator, that's what it is. The ghostly narrator just telling you the story over images like a storybook. I really enjoy that. I wish more comics would do that. The only one I can think like that similar is the Blood Realm from Alterna. I don't know if anyone still gets Alterna comics. The Blood Realm does that, and I really liked it. So that would be fun to do on this series if I had digital copies of that. Ronnie says, I'm still skeptical about Cates, but this is starting to convince me. Oh, yeah. This is not even, it's the most spectacular thing I think Cates has done at Marvel. But what really got me to go, oh shit, Cates is the real deal, is the Cosmic Ghost Rider series that follows this. He writes it in a completely different style. He writes, because Cosmic Ghost, as you can see, Cosmic Ghost Rider is insane. He's essentially kind of like a Deadpool character. And the Cosmic Ghost Rider series is written in a similar style as you'd expect a Deadpool comic to be written. It's just, it doesn't really break the fourth wall, I don't think, but it's that zany, just out there goofy humor. It's absurd. That's what it is. It embraces the absurdity, but you go in there knowing, because you've experienced Cosmic Ghost Rider in this book where everything else is straight except for him. And I tell you, for me, I think it works. I was laughing. I was enjoying myself. It's absurd, but it's allowed to be absurd because you already have established that Cosmic Ghost Rider is a Looney Tune, and it takes place like millions of years in the future or whatever. So like, you're just like, okay, whatever. It might as well be like Elseworlds. It doesn't really affect the overall universe, except for a few characters, which is what makes it relevant, because it still does matter, and it makes some interesting things that, anyways, my point is I read that, I was like, wow, you can actually do comedy reasonably well. And then you go and read Venom following that, and you get this deep personal story about Eddie Brock that made me like Venom as a good guy. I've always hated the Venom character being good. I abandoned Venom when they stopped him from being a villain and gave him his own book. I tried it out in the beginning. I think I bought the first miniseries, Lethal Protector. And after that, I was like, whatever, Venom's stupid now. I never bought into it because he was stupid. I'm like, you got this bad guy, Brock, that wants to kill Spider-Man, but he's running around fighting crime. I was like, this doesn't make sense. It's as much as I hate Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is like the same thing, except she doesn't have a symbiote, but it's the same thing. It's like, oh, look, this evil, psycho, murderous person is running around fighting crime. Like, what? I just didn't buy it. And she's got no character. Like, you're like, why is she doing this? Doesn't make any sense. There's no believable characterization and motivations for her. You don't care about her. The only reason why I think people care about Harley Quinn is because they're like, oh, she has a cool costume and I can cosplay like her. Like, conversely, if you listen to us discuss Brubaker on Criminal, like, all those characters are so real and thought out, and you just can't help but care about them. But Donny Cates does a similar thing with Eddie Brock in the first 12 issues of Venom. And I was like, bravo, man. Bravo. I hope that following writers after you can build upon that, and use it and not just throw it out the window and go back to the nonsense that was before. All right. Ed says, good stream, Ash. Good night, everyone. Till next time. And Zach says, I always thought Harley was more similar to Deadpool. Harley is similar to Deadpool in her demeanor and the type of comics. I was commenting that she's similar to Venom in the sense that they just took a psycho murderer villain and just decided, oh, we're going to call her a good guy now. But she's the same character. It doesn't make any sense. The motivations are nonsense. That's what Venom was. It's like, oh, you have a psycho killer and a symbiote that is evil and manipulates you to do bad things, because that's why Peter Parker had to get rid of it. But yet for some reason they're fighting crime. I don't understand why. None of this makes sense. And every time I read a Venom comic, I'd be like, this is stupid. I can't buy into these characters because nothing fits. Conversely, you read a Spider-Man comic, you understand why Peter does what he does, because he's haunted by the death of his Uncle Ben, and he died because he wouldn't lift a finger to do anything, and so he pays the ultimate price, the death of a loved one. And then he realizes, Ben saying great power comes with great responsibility, it like echoes in him forever now, and he can't help but do what he does. It's like you feel these motivations for this character, you relate to him, and it matters. Brock and Harley don't have that, but now Brock does. So there you go. And if you're like, I don't understand, Ash, I'm like, well, just go read Venom 1 through 12. Hopefully that helps. And it's got Ryan Stegman art. It's one of the best artists at Marvel right now. That's just my opinion. I'm going to end the stream now. I've been streaming a lot tonight. I want to thank everyone for listening. I really appreciate it. I want to thank those that commented a second time, because I really appreciate the comments. You really help drive the stream forward. You give me things to talk about, and you help guide what I am. Whatever you want me to talk about, just throw in the comments. You'll be steering it that way. And I hope that you're really enjoying Thanos Wins, even if it's not your favorite comic. I hope you're appreciating it, and I'll see you Tuesday for the final run, and we'll complete that series. Thanks for joining me. Until then, I'll see you next time. Same Ash time, same Ash channel.